everyone again. This is George Shears with Chapter 6 of A Modern Pilgrim's Progress, My Long Journey in Discovering Nonduality. If you've missed the previous chapters, you'll find all of them there on my YouTube channel where this one appears. In January of 1954, I began a 4-year stint in the U.S. Air Force. In making this key decision, inner guidance again proved to be very wisely beneficent. Not only did it provide me with a great opportunity to spend 3 years in Germany, but also offered the time I needed to decide my future life course. Through the Korean War GI Bill, I was also granted 4 years of tuition-free college after my discharge. By spending much of my free time reading omnivorously in our base library, I determined that my main vocational interests were in psychology and sociology. Upon discharge, I then immediately enrolled at the University of Minnesota to pursue these interests. By remaining enrolled full-time there, I was able to earn an BA magna cum laude in less than 3 years. Having quickly determined that psychology was my main area of interest, I majored in it. To my great surprise, one of my psychology professors, Dr. Ephraim Rosen, kindly chose to mentor me as his advisee. Again, I perceive this as having been some quote-unquote amazing grace from a hidden inner source. Tragically, he died of a massive heart attack in the late summer of 1960. This was after he had strongly and actively recommended me, however, as a PhD candidate in adult clinical psychology. I thus became one of only 3 such candidates to be accepted to start this program in the fall of 1960. I believe strongly that his support was essential to this end. Dr. Rosen's untimely sudden death seemed to recapitulate a familiar theme from my childhood. The loss of him as a dedicated advisor was sadly similar to my dad's death that was followed by an absence of fatherly mentoring. Dr. Gardner Lindsay, whom I then chose as a substitute advisor, soon resigned from the psychology faculty and transferred to the University of Texas. I was then left high and dry without an advisor. I quickly learned, moreover, that other faculty staff were much more dedicated to research than to mentoring advisees. Partly as a result of this, I completed all requirements for my PhD other than my dissertation by June 1964. I thus felt a bit lost at sea. I then quickly gained employment as a research psychologist at Hastings State Hospital in Hastings, Minnesota. In this role, I worked with a Harvard-trained PhD, Soon Duk Ko, in what seemed to be an ideal position to complete my dissertation. In spite of devoting myself wholeheartedly to this aim, however, I failed miserably with it. After 5 years of this abject failure, I finally faced the reality that, in spite of the extremely strong emphasis on research in my graduate training, this was simply not my cup of tea. Rather, all of my innate talents and interests were much more related to offering clinical services to clients, in particular psychotherapy. This resulted then in my making a dramatic 180-degree shift from all of my hard-nosed scientific training into following my heart. And this will end chapter 6. I will continue in the next segment, chapter 7, very soon. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.